Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back. We're going to look at approvals here, not your parents' approval, but approval of SharePoint content. So this question is in direct response to a question asked in YouTube regarding our policy manual. So I'll use that as an example here, but this example applies to this method can be used on any SharePoint list or library, including a page library, is what you see here. So the problem we're trying to solve is how do we allow others to modify our content in SharePoint, yet we still control about when that content is published? Well, what we're talking about is content approval. So let's take a look at this together. First of all, I want to go to a policy library example. So a document library here. Now in this document library, we can set content approval very easily. First of all, I want to point out if you go into the menu bar here, and you might need to click the three dots, and you might need to move my head out of the way. Anyway, here's Automate. This is Power Automate, and there is a Configure Approvals action here. So this is a out-of-the-box approval process that Microsoft supplies. Hooray! Except it's not that great. It's a little bit overly complex, I feel, for what it does, and it's not very maintainable. There's some hard-coded settings in there. So I recommend that you look at that, especially if you want a more complicated approval process. You might start with this flow and then edit it to your needs if you have some Power Automate capabilities. So, but for today, and you can, this is well documented. For today, I'm going to look at the out of the box because I'm the king of out of the box. Let's keep it sort of simple, SharePoint. Kiss. So in this document library, I'm going to go into the library settings. And I just love when we can just click a few radio buttons and we can change how these things behave. So in the versioning settings section of our settings screen here, notice there is a require content approval for submitted items. Well, this is exactly what we're talking about. Require approval before things are displayed. I'm going to say yes to this. Go a little bit over to the left and notice there is a link, learning more about requiring approval. So you can actually click on that link and get more detail. Now, since we're in this screen anyway, and this is the versioning settings, I'm going to talk a little bit about versioning because it is related. The default settings for a document library and any list and library in SharePoint now is major versions. And what this means is you modify something, and when you close it, a new version is created. Version 1 is saved. Now version 2 is the latest version. Version 2 is edited. Now version 3 is the latest. And this is a great feature. People love it. Works really well. And it's transparent to the user. They don't know that they're creating new versions. This setting, major and minor draft versions, is really powerful. And since we're talking about policy manuals, you might want to look at this feature. It is a little bit more user, I don't want to say unfriendly, but you do have to pay attention. When you save a file now with this turned on, you actually have to tell SharePoint, am I publishing a major version that all the users can view, or am I just publishing a draft version that only certain users can view? So there's a bit of a question and answer has to occur when you save a file with major and minor. That can be useful. And down here, notice this is where it really becomes relevant. Draft item security. Who could see draft items? So those minor, those 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 versions, who can see them? So the default is only users who can approve items. So see how that relates. So this version history, usually we're going to have it here, but if you want to have more control, so maybe you have, a quarterly publishing of your policies, and you can do draft changes for the quarter and then click publish. All those draft changes can be stored in place until you hit publish. Most of the users won't see them. So that's the content approval and a little bit about versions. Let me just save those settings. Now I'm going to demonstrate this back in my SharePoint in Practice site. So again, you have access to this if you've got the toolkit. And notice if I go into this example policy for video page, So let's take a look at editing this particular page here. And so imagine I'm just any user and I have edit permissions in this library. This is our site pages library on this site. I can go into edit mode. I can make a change. And then I can republish. Notice the button says republish. So I'm going to republish. And there's a little tooltip about this will make it available to everyone who can read this library. Great, republished, done. Now, let's take a look at content approval and see how it's different. I'm going to go into the site contents on this site and go into the site pages library. Here it is. This is where my policy manual pages are stored. And I'll go into the settings for the site pages library. This is exactly the same as what we just saw on the document library settings. And here's the versioning settings that we've come to grow and love over the last 2 minutes. And notice require content approval for submitted items. So I'm going to turn this setting on and save that. And then let's see what the edit experience is like now. So let me go back to the site pages here. And I'll reopen this example policy for video. This is the one I just modified. Okay, so let's take a look at this policy page again, and we'll go into edit mode now that content approval is turned on. And notice it says submit for approval up here. So I can make a change and then I can submit for approval. So rather than just publish like it said before, I'm now actually submitting it. So here's a comment, optional, that you as the submitter can say, change, update, and then I could submit for approval. And there's a link there. Now, when I come back in as an approver, I happen to be both in this scenario, which is maybe confusing, but I see now review approvals rather than edit. So I can click the review approvals button here and say, okay, and approve. Now, sometimes you'll get a message like this. Notice it says you cannot perform this on a checked out document. So let me close this. Sometimes these pages will check themselves out in this process, and I'm not sure why, but here's the site pages library. Let me just refresh. And check out, check in. Check out, of course, is the ability to lock a file so that others can't edit it while you're editing it. So let's check it in first. This is through the site pages library backend. Now, when I refresh, I don't know if I need to refresh or not, but now let's review the approvals and say, okay, publish it, approve. Now it's approved, saw that quickly flash on the screen. We're back to edit mode. So that's the content approval, the basic features of it. I want to just talk a little bit about permissions before we wrap this up because it is quite relevant. So I said with edit permissions, you have access to edit these contents but not approve them. So let's take a look in the site permissions here. And I'm going to go to advanced permission settings because I want to show you permission levels. The permission levels is a really powerful feature in SharePoint that not everybody is aware of. So notice these first 5 are grayed out checkboxes, meaning that they're the default built-in permission levels. So, and I want to point out read, contribute, edit here, which is the default for most users, can add, edit, delete, list, blah, blah, blah. Design, one level up, can approve, and full control can do everything. So the editors, people with your members of your site can't approve. Somebody with design level can approve. Now, what sometimes we do is we create a special approver permission level. So I could click on this edit permission level here, for example, and then I can do a save as copy permission level. This is like a save as. And I'm going to say edit and approve for this one. And this is just to point out, down, it's this item here that we're going to add to the standard edit settings is approve items. Include a minor version, a list item, or document. So when I scroll all the way down and I can create this new permission level, now edit and approve, there it is. I can give people that permission level on my list or library, and now they can approve as well. So that's for the approver group. Everyone else would just have edit permissions. Okay, let me know if that helps, or if you have additional questions. I'm happy to respond via email or here in the comments below. Go ahead and like and subscribe and share with your friends. We are seeking approval. Talk to you soon. Bye now.